Electric Gourmet. We're really pleased to have you here today, and I will introduce myself. I'm Norma Schroeder, and I'm your hostess. And we have a big treat in store for you today, especially if you're a chili lover. So just hang in there, and we'll try to get through this. Since when I was absent last month, now I have to be retrained, so I'm going to be a little slow. But I will tell you that I do know now. I'm going to try to do this from memory. Maybe I'll just have to look at the sheets a little bit. We have to do some housekeeping before we really start out, and need to tell you that the phone numbers for WCTV is 973-8488, and that's where you'll call if you have a question about the recipes of the show. And our P&L is 973-7200. Now, if you really want to get into this, you need to go on the website, and that's RP&L's website, www.rp-l.com. So now we'll get on with the show, and you really have a real treat in store for you. I have my good friend here, David Hoff. Welcome.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and I want to tell you, you brought your own crew here this morning, and that's really wonderful when you've got your own people to applaud.
Right, but you're not allowed to cheer.
Oh, not allowed to cheer, and no rotten tomatoes.
That's right.
All right,
That's
tomatoes
right.
are all out of the garden. Okay, we're going to do some chili this morning, and I think you're my kind of guy when it comes to chili, because boy, you can't make it too hot for me, and it looks to me like you're going to do that today.
Well, there's all kinds of chili.
All right.
There's Tex-Mex chili, and then there's Arizona chili.
Okay.
We are going to make Arizona chili,
Arizona.
Rio Verde.
Okay. Before we get into this, Dave, give me a little bit of background on you. You're a hometown boy?
I am a
All
hometown
right.
boy.
And retired from Hofco?
Retired from Hofco in 1993.
Okay. And then you found bigger and brighter skies out in Arizona?
Been out there since 76. Have a home there, and since retiring, I spent about 2 to 3 months out there. And I'm not a desert rat. I'm a mountain boy. I love the mountains.
All right, that's wonderful. You've got some good background here, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here and look on the sheet, because we're going to talk about some Indians and that type of thing along with the chili. So you want to get started?
Okay. The first, we've given you all menus, and here's the stuff you need. But on the back side, this is what we'll be using this morning. The back side of that menu, it says, first you. All right, we're going to take 1 pound of ground beef.
And you still use ground beef. You know, I've been told that if you're going to really make good chili, you're going to have to use other kind of meat other than...
The Indians use rattlesnake.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked.
Cottontail.
Cottontail, you mean rabbit?
Rabbits.
Oh, okay.
Cottontail. They use game meal quail and deer, mule deer. Whereas Texans use armadillo and roadkill.
Again, I'm sorry I asked. Now what is that? Oh, I'm going to really look at this stuff.
The second thing is beef tenderloin, cubed,
okay.
and round steak, cubed.
Okay.
Now we'll turn that on.
Okay.
You operate the controls.
Sure, I will.
Turn it on.
Okay.
And meanwhile, while that's doing, we're going to take, on the next, we're going to saute onions. Now we've taken yellow onions. I like to use yellow onions, and you take 3 of them and chop them up fine, and then saute them. Put that one on too. And we're going to take some Wesson oil.
I may have to have some help here from Harry. Harry, help. Okay, with this one?
What's that one? The middle one.
Okay. All right.
We'll saute them.
Okay.
And that one.
Now this one's on. I can tell that it's red. There you go. All right.
All right.
Very good. Okay.
And then,
Do I get a stir?
well, you get a stir, and then we chop this all up.
Oh,
Good.
yeah, I know how to do that. I can do that. All right. Okay. one on? Have we got that one on? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
Wait,
It's not red underneath there, Dave.
now it is.
Okay, all right. Okay, now we've got,
Another, we have a pan.
okay. Well, we've got ground beef, and we have onions, we have the other meat, and that's not on there good enough.
I've lost my one pan.
What do you need, another pan?
Pan.
Okay. What do you want it for? The big pan?
No, to put E in. There you go. Yeah, just a
skillet?
pot that you cook in.
Like
here.
this?
Fine,
Okay.
that's just fine.
You do know we just went out of camera range, so we've lost the audience
Lost it.
already.
That's where we missed.
That's okay.
Okay, now, we'll take, this is the 12 or 16 quart pot. Now, you remember, this recipe as written makes almost 26 pounds of chili.
Okay.
Now, that's more than what you want to eat. But my suggestion is we use this size container and put it in there and then freeze it. And it is better, the second time after you cook it, after being frozen. It's just like lasagna or anything else. It gets better as it goes along.
Well, Dave, I've always been told that if you're going to make chili or vegetable soup or anything like that, you got to make a big pot full because it's better that way. And then don't eat it the same day. Eat it next day. Is
Correct.
that right?
That's it. The chili that you'll be eating later on, we've cooked it, was cooked Saturday.
All right.
So
Very
which
good.
is 3 days ago.
Boy, where were you when I needed you? We
Yeah.
had a cookout in our neighborhood Saturday, and I had a pot of chili going all day, and it just simmered and simmered and simmered, and I got a lot of compliments on that.
But we had, I'll give you some names of some Indian tribes, and you recognize them from the things you see on History channels and others of the Indians that this come from. You have the Apache, and all Indians in the Southwest are called Apaches, really, because it means enemy of the people. But the Apache is really the Chiricahua tribes. We got the Cocopas, the Havasupai, the Hopi, the Hulapai, Maricopa, Mojave, Navajo, Papago, Paiute, Pima, and the Soba Puri. It's a very small tribe.
Boy, you really have
And
adopted
Yapabai.
that Arizona, haven't you?
Now, these Indians, all but the Chiricahua Indians, were the fighters. And they were the raiders and the plunderers. They didn't raise anything of ground meat, but all the other Indian tribes raised beans and corn, and that was their staple diet. So when we say Arizona chili, you have beans and corn, as opposed to Texas chili, which we refer to as Tex-Mex, because it comes from Mexico, basically. And the reason why we use so many hot stuff on it is because most of the meat that you got without refrigeration could turn rancid. And with hot peppers and bell peppers and all the hot stuff, it kills that
really?
meat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that.
Huh.
So this is why. So we talked to all the various tribes, and we found out that when they cook chili, they cook it in a huge pot, a huge clay pot.
Clay pot.
And they never clean it. They just keep adding to it. It's going all the time over the fire, simmering. And when they get hungry, they don't sit down formally and eat. Whenever they get hungry, they eat. And they use Indian bread. I can't remember the name of it now.
Pita.
But see, this is the period of military history out there is from 1849 up to 1910. And a few hundred Indians tied down about 8,000 of our cavalry, the military, to suppress it. See, that's being sauteed pretty good.
Mm-hmm, sure is.
All righty.
I need to stir it a little bit,
All righty.
but I
All
can't
right,
use
now,
it.
we're going to go to the next step here,
Okay,
and in a 12 or 16 quart pot,
okay.
we're going to put in some chopped celery, which
See,
is
that's-
one cup.
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to cook and have all of that stuff ready and not do any of the chopping.
And then we take green and red peppers. We call them,
I call them mangoes,
we call
but
'em mango- we
they're,
call 'em bell
they're
peppers, really.
bell peppers. I know.
now, at this point, you could use jalapenos or red hot chili peppers,
Oh,
but we do not use the hot stuff. Then,
you notice I'm doing all the work over here. Just
what is the hardest one? This is what a tomatilla looks like. You see the word down there, tomatilla.
let me see. Huh?
That's it. You'll find them out at Myers or country store.
Market?
But now what you do is when you peel it, you have to peel the outer shell off. So you have it this way.
Oh. And what family is that from? Is that a
It looks
pepper?
like a small tomato. It's a cross
Yeah, it
between a
does.
tomato and a pepper.
Aha.
Now,
And is it hot?
as you can see, it looked like a tomato inside.
Yeah, it does.
Or a bell pepper.
Yeah.
So you put that in there.
Just toss it in.
Then D,
Dave, let me ask you something about the
Yeah.
hamburger and the meat.
yes.
Back when I was a kid and I was doing some cooking at home, not very much, but one thing I did do was chili. My mom always told me to make sure the hamburger was good and brown.
Okay,
that
well,
right?
In chili, you cook it till it's gray,
Until it's what?
till it's gray.
Oh,
See,
okay.
this is gray and this gray.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
you pour off the liquid. Well, we won't have to here.
Okay, all right.
But now,
Because we're just
here's
playing.
the secret
huh?
of making good chili. When you cook your meat, put your chili on the meat and cook it, and stir it a lot bunch.
Oh, really? Wow.
Until that chili goes into the meat.
Sure does smell good. It's almost wrong. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping, Dave. We got to
Yeah.
remind people that if they want to see this, that they tune in on WCTV, and that's their phone number, if you need to call them, is 973-8488. And then if you want to call RPNL and get any kind of information, that's 973-7200. And then if you wanted to look at it on the TV or on the website, you can go to www.rp-l.com. How's
There,
that?
you got it, you got
All
it.
right. Okay.
Back to the 16-quart pot.
Oh, man.
Pot here. We're going
Oh,
to
it
mix
smells
the tomato paste, the sauce, and peeled tomatoes all in one shot. And then we add beer.
Oh, really?
Now, it has to
Oh,
be
dear.
it has to be a malt beer. Like Coors is a rice beer. You want the malt. The alcohol, cooked, it's gone. So there's no alcohol in it. So what you want is the malt. And that's the easiest way to get it is beer.
So if you're a teetotaler, it's okay to go ahead and use beer
As
in your
long as
cooking,
you don't
right?
sample it.
Oh, okay.
Then
I
we
just-
use no, we don't use that yet.
Those people out there in the audience are being awful quiet. If you got any questions, just ask, just not embarrassing questions, and that goes especially for you, Tip.
Okay, now, we take this and put it in this second mess, which is D.
You have
We're
a
going
mess.
to take that and put it in with the onions.
Oh, it smells wonderful. Doesn't it smell good? Mmm.
Now we got the heat turned off there. And, yeah.
I turned the heat off of there.
Okay, fine.
No, I didn't. Da. Okay, that's done. This is done, right?
You're right.
Okay.
Now in E, paragraph E, we're going to take the beans. First, we're going to take the kidney beans, and these are dark red kidney beans.
Oh, okay. Why the dark red as opposed to the other? Just
They
because?
Get a little bit of pizzazz in the showing.
Well, we want to have a lot of pizzazz.
You know, be showtime.
Yeah, we want showtime. Okay, I'm
And
going to
then-
stick that over there.
You have 15 ounces of chili beans. Now this, you drain the kidney beans, but the chili beans you put in as is from the can, because we use that chili there with the pintos to help boost what we're doing over here.
Okay.
That's something that we added.
Okay.
The Indians didn't have it.
That's an Hoff added.
Yeah, that's Hoff added.
Okay.
Yeah, Hoff and Neary.
All right.
Then we take black-eyed peas. This is something that the Indians cultivated, and they liked it, the black-eyed peas. So we throw them in there. Now, of course, you drain them. You drain the black-eyed peas and the kidney beans. Now you have pinto beans. Now these are cowboy beans, large pinto beans, and you drain them, and you put them in. See, they're very large.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no wonder you used the red kidney beans. It does add
Now-
pizzazz. Corn?
We have yellow whole corn, preferably in water. This is where it comes to Rio Verde. Up along the Rio Verde, the Indians used a lot of corn. Down the desert, corn wouldn't grow. But in the Rio Verde Valley, the Indians used corn. Now, being bright yellow, again, showmanship, it looks good.
Some more pizzazz.
Yeah, more
All
pizzazz.
right, very good. All right.
Now to that mess, you give it a kick, we add a cup of dark brown sugar.
Okay. Here, I'm real
No,
good
don't
at this.
be.
Oh, you've got to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy, I've got that fire hot. I'll never be able to do this again. Nobody will ever trust me because the fire is too hot. And somebody
Yeah.
said you got to be messy to be a good
I like to
cook.
use masterpiece chili. I mean, that because it's made out of brown sugar and good barbecue sauce. Now, if you want Arizona flavor, use mesquite flavored. If you want Yankee, use hickory. So to stay neutral, I use original.
I've never heard of using barbecue sauce in chili. This is wonderful. I can hardly wait to taste it. You know, how much?
It's
That's okay. That's okay. We don't care how much.
8 ounces. Of course, I only use 2 ounces
I
here.
understand. I understand. Okay. Are we
Now-
ready to put all this stuff
Now,
together?
I use butter, or those that are watching your diets, use margarine. Or better take the paper
Whoops.
off of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll create a little bit of confusion here.
Sometimes paper's hard to chew.
This chili will really be different if we leave paper on. All right. Okay. Looks like all the dishes are empty.
Yeah.
Now what do we do?
We stir this, and we cook it.
We're going to cook that? Okay.
Yeah.
Get it over there.
Now, when you stir beans, do not go at it like you're beating them, because you mash the beans.
Oh, that
And then you
makes
end
sense.
up with refried beans. So what you do is go from the side
Gently.
and gently. and push it in.
All right, all right.
And you'll keep that up until the sugar is melted and the butter is
Okay,
melted.
all right.
And then it melds together. When you get done with that, we
Okay.
throw
so
this in there.
Everything goes in the pot?
Yeah, these two, no, just this.
Just that?
It goes in the pot.
Okay. And then what do we do with these two?
Then we cook this
Okay,
for 60 minutes.
okay.
Then you throw the meat in and cook it for 20. Now with that, we have 1 cup of water to put in, half.
Okay, okay.
We-
Let's just leave that there then, and let's, we've got some in the oven,
Okay.
and we're ready to bring that out so we can see what we've done, okay? All right. I want to turn that burner off, and we're going to just, okay. Now, you want to get the,
Yeah, we get that out of the oven.
okay? So you made this far enough ahead of time?
Yes, we made
Okay,
it.
okay, go ahead and we'll, it's in the bottom, I think. It's in the bottom. There we are, 2 big pots, so this way you get to eat it. All right. Okay, oops. You do what I do. You
Yeah.
use your pad and then you take your bare hand and take the lid off. Okay.
Now, as you can see, you plainly see the corn
Yes, I
in
do.
there, in the kidney bean.
And you know, I think a lot of people make the mistake of making chili like thin, like watery.
Yeah. See, chili is not a soup. It is chunky soup. You can eat it with, should be able to eat it with a fork. Now, there's 2 things.
Oh, that's
If
good.
it's too soupy, you take masa flour. M-A-S-A, flour. It's corn, flour from corn. And you'd mix this 1 teaspoon at a time in some warm water and stir it. Then you add that to it. Then
Make it thicker?
thicker
Thicker,
until
okay.
it's done this consistency you want.
Is that available in the grocery store?
Yeah.
You can get that,
Yeah.
like that? Okay. Okay, well, I think we're going to try to wind this down just a little bit, Dave. I don't want to until I taste this so I can really believe that we've done a really good job on this chili. So I don't have a spoon. Do you have a spoon so I can taste it? You can't find a spoon. No spoon. There we go. I don't care what kind of spoon it is, as long as, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, all right. Couldn't wait.
Very good, huh?
It is excellent. Now, see, now that's the taste test. We don't get to do that very often. So now, are we going to use these bowls and things so we can feed these hungry people?
Yes, we got bowls and saltine wafers.
Wow,
and
very good. Boy, do you have a treat in store.
We have everything set
Gee
up.
whiz. Any of you have any questions that you want to ask Dave? Now, you're not mic'd out there, so. I'm sorry?
What's the largest amount of these?
Oh, Cliff Davis, or Tip as I call him, wants to know what's the largest amount of chili you've made?
We made 200 and some pounds of it here in 2 years ago. For 2 years running, we made Arizona chili for the Pioneer Days at the museum. And with the help of a lot of boys from the Golden K Kiwanis, we put it all together.
I wondered where you were going to get
And
Kiwanis.
we run out of chili before the day was over, too.
Did you really? I wondered where you were going to get Kiwanis in there.
Yeah.
Both of us are Kiwanians. I
Right.
belong to the Kiwanis Club of Richmond that meets on Friday noon.
And I belong to the
you-
Golden K.
And that meets at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Is that right?
Right,
With
right.
all the good old boys. No good old girls, just good old boys. Okay, Dave, it's really been great. I just want to tell you that we're going to do some more housekeeping. I just want to I want to do those numbers again. This is a test.
All right.
973-7200 for RPNL, 973-8488 for WCTV. And then on the website, the RPNL is www.rp-l.com. Now, I
Good,
get
you didn't miss
100%
a
on
one. Didn't miss a one.
Okay, well, listen, it's really been nice to have you here.
My pleasure.
And as you know, I'm not a handshaker.
Okay, well,
Thank you very much. All right. Okay, and I do thank you for coming today, and thank the audience. It always is nice to play to an audience. So this kind of wraps it up for this time. See you next month, and I want to say hello to all my friends out there in Western Wayne. I understand you're getting this program now, so we're real happy to be there. So until next time, I'm Norma Schroeder, and I'm your hostess, and join us. Thank you.